Hello everybody, this is video part 2. I was talking for about 4.5 minutes and the camera wasn't even on. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm going to do a review on 2 feeders that I bought for the chickens. This pile of crap called Vfeedr. There you go. There's some little wordings there. There's a code there if you want to, zap onto that if you're interested. It cost, I want to say, I can't remember, ran about 20 quid, somewhere between 20 25 pounds. And what happened is, yeah, I fit this. It's really easy to fit. I mean, it's all ready to go. You know, you got that plastic bracket there. You screw into a surface, and then the back of the feeder there just hooks onto it. Within 24 hours, they chewed the lid there. There you go. They chewed that as an attempt to get into the food. And also, that's where the opening is. What they did, they chewed around here to try and make the hole bigger. They roughed that up, so I had to smooth that over with a Stanley knife, right? So that went to there. That was all within the first 24 hours. And then I've had it for about 10 days now, and just a couple of days ago, they decided to chew the rest of this out here, so they could get into the feeder. As the feeder goes, it's not bad, you know. If only it was made of stronger, you know, made of steel like this, or aluminium like this one over here. But it's made of plastic, so I mean it's prone to get chewed through, which is a problem. Anyway, so my advice is to if you're gonna buy one of these, if they make them in aluminium, great. Don't buy the plastic one. Oh, it's a big waste of money. So what I might do is end up putting their grain or their grit or something in there, you know. Anyway, so yeah, that was a big bloody waste. This one, oh, there you go. Yeah, because at the moment that's where their grit goes. It goes in that 500 milliliter bottle, which is fine. I mean, that lasts for ages. They find their grit around when they're feeding anyway. All right, but this one is a Peddler. Peddler. Anyway, I'll find the name. I'll put it in the description. A Peddler, and I've had this for. Actually, I've had this for over a week now. It took me 3 or 4 days to assemble it. Oh, it was a nightmare. What they call them? You know, the picture, the bit of paper with a picture on it. You know, when they just assembly instructions. It was a nightmare. You know, the hole, it cut back to 2 or 3 holes needed re-drilling because they weren't drilled properly. But I've had this in here for about 3 or 4 days, and they're actually getting used to it. They were feeding on it a moment ago, which I think I may have caught. I tell you what though, it saves a lot of feed, you know, because before, there you go, I've been trying to teach them, I've been putting them on the thing. See where it squeaks? It's because some of the metal's rubbing, which you can't do anything about. Oh, my knees. Can't do anything about. But that's one of the problems, you know, you have metal on metal. But yeah, this was about 27 quid. It holds 5 litres of grain. 5 kilos of grain, rather. You get ones that hold 10, and you get ones that hold, you know, more than that as well. There you go. So you put that in there. I've put a mixture of grain, my usual mixed grain. I put some rice in there. But yeah, I'll tell you what though, aside from the squeaking, I've you got to mess around with the bolts, trying to get it, so if it's too tight it won't shut properly. If it's too loose, it'll, you know, it's no good. We're walking about. So it's a bit of a, you know, hit and miss. Oh, that's what I wanted. I've been looking for that. The bolt. That goes in the side. If you wanna fix the lid open, you hold it open, and then you put this bolt in the side there, in the hole. Yeah, you know, or what I've done, I've had to get some cardboard and some tape, and try and block off the sides so they can't get in from the side. So they have to put the on the pedal, put the feet on the pedal. But I tell you what, it saves a lot of. They kicked a little bit of grain out. But before, oh man, what they were doing before, they would, you know, with this one over here, they would kick out 8 pieces of grain just to eat one, you know. Oh boy, there's the guy on the other plot. Stay away from him. Yeah, they kick out 8 bits of grain just to get their one. So it's a nightmare, you know, and then. So hopefully this will keep. What I do, I've got to keep. I actually caught a mouse in there. I've been catching a few mice. What I do, I lock the mouse traps. I nailed 4 of them, screwed 4 of them onto a plank of wood, so they, you know, because they got a tendency to kick when they get sprung. They kick, and that's when you find an empty mouse trap. You know, it's been sprung. Anyway, so I lock this up, so nothing can get in. The only way to get in is through them grills, and. I've been catching a few mice, and so hopefully with this new feeder, it'll prevent the rodents from being interested. Anyway, so yeah, so there's a review on two different products. Yeah, don't waste your money on this one, really, unless they come up with a metal one. I mean, look at the big mess they've made out. This is, in fact, I'm not even sure I can use that for grain. I mean, look at that. I mean, they've chewed it all the way down to the bottom. Anything that goes in is going to come out onto the floor. Piece of crap. This one, yeah, while, you know, pretty frustrating to fix together, once you get it together, it is, oh, you know, and it just takes the chickens, because you're supposed to lock this open for a few days. Which I've done a little bit, you know, while I've been about. I've held it, but then I've been grabbing them and placing them on the pedal, so they get the idea to go in there and feed it. And yeah, there's virtually, I mean, there's a little bit of grain on the floor. That might be when I'm trying to fill it, because it's not easy trying to fill it actually. You know, because you can try and lift the lid up a little bit, but that helps a little bit. But when you've got a big jug of grain, you need a smaller container to try and tip it in the hopper. Yeah, there you go. If there's anything I've noticed with the more expensive models, you've got a checkered pattern on here to help with the grip, you know, the chicken's feet on there. But I've seen so far there's not been too much trouble with that. The feet, you know, they slide a little bit, but nothing, you know. If it doesn't get any worse, then I'll just, you know, screw some little bits of wood onto it, you know, drill some holes, screw some wood onto there, or something for some grip. A bit like what I've done with that little ladder, you know, up there. That was a plank of wood, and I chopped up some bits of wood and screwed them on to make the runs. There, so there's your 2 choices. Option 1 is what I recommend. It costs about £6-7 more than this pile of garbage, but well worth the money. This is, I've had that for 2 weeks, and it's fit for bugger all now, because the way that they've chewed it all in there. You know, you can see that it's just no bloody good at all. But this one, yeah, you know, I went for the smaller one because I've only got 4 chickens. I didn't want to go for the big. There's no point going for the big 10-kilo one. So I went for the 5. 5 seems plenty. As you can see, I've got 4 chickens. If you've got, say, 6 chickens, if you're here every day or every, you know, fill it up, top it up every once in a while, you know. But yeah, there you go. All right, so that's that. I'm going to turn this around. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, or if you know of any other brands of chicken feeder like that? I mean, I've seen others that stand more upright than this one is sort of low and wide, you know. But what works for you? Share with everybody. Share the brand names and the and whatever else. that's about it. Oh, if you've made it this far, please check out my playlist. My Allotment is called. You'll see my other videos of the chickens running around, scratching around in the manure heap, looking for worms and being fed different things. My Allotment playlist. Okay, thanks very much, and do a few seconds of that, and thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next one.